I hope you found yourself being more friendly in the last week based on the inspiration of that overview of friendship as coined by C.S. Lewis. My name's Jim Wallace. I'm on staff at Crossroads International Church right there in South Attleboro, Mass. And today we're going to continue our series based on C.S. Lewis' book or radio broadcast of the Four Loves. And this week we're going to be looking at romantic or eros. As I mentioned, we looked last week at the love of friendship, and this week we discover that this is very different than friendship. Lovers are always talking to one another about their love and are normally face-to-face, absorbed in each other, says C.S. Lewis. A subtle or perhaps sledgehammer warning is that the danger of romantic love is to follow blindly after a feeling of passion. And you see, when we celebrate passion and then its absence means such love has died. And I know that's painful, and as I said, if we're following blindly after a feeling of passion, we can be shipwrecked. And I'm sure that, like me, you have felt the sting of requited love, and you felt the loss of someone who has deserted you after a romantic time and period of your life. And certainly true romance is not so fickle. Though the feeling is useful, C.S. Lewis wants to remind us that the event of falling in love is such a nature that we are right to reject as intolerable the idea that it should be transitory. In one high bound, it has overleaped the massive wall of selfhood. It has made an appetite itself altruistic, tossed personal happiness aside as a triviality, and planted the interests of another in the center of our being. Spontaneously and without effort, we have fulfilled the law towards one person by loving our neighbor as ourselves. It is an image, a foretaste of what must become to all if love himself rules us without a rival. You see that there is a specific person that the Word of God teaches the bond of a man and a woman, from Genesis all the way to today. It's a picture of God's love of the world, Christ for his bride, the church. And in the center of this, we discover afresh and anew that romance is more deeply set than that nonsense served up by our culture today. And when we will more rightly hold our spouse in the model of unconditional love, we're embracing a much more sound, a much more stable sense of romance for our loved one. As we close this week out, do not forsake your first love of God, and truly embrace your loved one and be willing to lay your life down for them, just as Christ did for the church. I'll see you next week when we complete this look at the Four Loves by C.S. Lewis with agape, better known in English as charity. I hope to see you then, and thank you for listening each and every week. Blessings.